Nothing really. Just got to the facility this morning, got some treatments, and now I'm about to hit a workout after this.
Quick question, Ryan. What's the process for you right now? Have you guys completed your season? Do you guys have a bowl game that's upcoming, or
So
it?
for us, UConn, we completed our season. It didn't really go the way we wanted. We had one win this season against Yale, and our season's over. It's cut. And if you guys been looking at the news, we got a new head coach, Jim Mora. Great guy, going to be awesome for this program.
I'm sure the guys are excited about that. Jim Mora. We're talking about Jim Mora Jr., the former Colts, Indianapolis Colts coach, right? That's what you're
Yes,
saying?
sir. Yes, sir.
So, yeah, I can imagine the guys up at UConn, you guys are feeling like, you know what? We can compete with this basketball team now. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We're going to bring
that's the game plan.
guys into the stands, people into the stands, and things of that nature. So, no, I'm sure that you're excited about this time. Quick question, and sorry, Lorenz, man, if I'm taking over on this.
Hey,
But
go ahead, man.
quick question for you, Ryan. For you right now, this is a bit of an unknown for you. You know what I mean? You go through college and you spend, 4 years in college. Well, actually, you spent 5 years in college, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, sir.
And now, what's the next step? So for you, kind of document the process and what the thoughts are for you leading up into coming to Pasadena for the NFLPA Bowl game on January 29th.
So for me, it was all about just having like a good season this season, having just the drive, just having a good season, going out and playing every snap, and not worrying about if I mess up, just focusing on the next play and the next play. And then after a good season, just hoping I can achieve my dream of playing at the next level. And with going to the NFLPA Bowl, that's going to help me achieve my dreams. That's going to showcase my talent in front of scouts. So I'm excited.
Absolutely, Ryan Van Denmark. Thanks so much for being with us here, offensive lineman at UConn. What do you feel like you just talked about this season? You just want to perform really, have your play speak for itself on the field. Do you feel like there's one area or maybe two areas in your game that you feel like you really improved upon ahead or during your 2021 season?
One of the areas I think I really improved upon was like using my hands in pass protection. Throughout the season, I think that I've got way better at doing that. Because in the beginning and then through the mid-season, I was kind of like, okay, I got to figure some things out. And then I watched more tape, and then I watched some tape of some NFL guys, and I was like, okay, this is what I got to do. So I feel like I adapted well during that in the last part of the season.
Absolutely. And can you elaborate for the nominal fan, the guy that's just sitting at home? He's in his basement. He likes to evaluate tape. He likes to sit around and just watch football, but he's never really been a real athlete. Can you elaborate on why you need to use your hands as an offensive lineman? You know what I mean? Why do I need to shoot my hands? Why do I have to throw my hands? What's going on from a defensive lineman's perspective to put you in a situation to where you're not using your forearm or your shoulder? You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I want to get into the defensive lineman's chest before he gets into mine. That's my goal. I want to keep my hands up. I want to shoot them at a precise time where has his chest exposed so I can lock on, and then I can just have him there. He's mine now. Once I lock on, he's mine. So you guys are going to get Big Cat in here, and we had some good matchups in the UCF game, so you guys will talk about that. But no, I mean he'll talk about it from a D-line perspective, but from an offensive perspective, I want my hands tight and inside and on the chest, on the breastplate.
Absolutely. Well, let me get your perspective of Big Cat, since we'll have him on later in the show, and I'll get his perspective of you in that regard. Big Cat, in my opinion, he's a power type of player. He's a guy that's going to set the edge. He's not a speed edge rusher. So when you, Ryan, you get a power player and you've watched tape, what do you do throughout that week of practice in order to anticipate what type of moves that he'll present you with? That way you can defend your quarterback.
Yeah, so throughout the week, I'll sit down, I'll watch tape for like Big Cat, and then I'll write down his pass rush moves. I'll be like, okay, this is what he does. This is who he is. So he's a power guy. Okay, how do I defend that? He's got to try to bull rush me. How do I stop the bull rush? I reef in my hands and then I hop and settle back, create that arch in my back. So I got to work on that. So I'll tell the scout team guys, hey, this week I want you to bull rush me. I want you to give me long arms so I can work on that, taking the long arm off and doing that stuff. So it really comes down to the scout guys giving a great look. Even though that they're not performing out there on Saturdays, they're still doing work for the team throughout the whole week. And we were lucky enough here to have some guys on scout that were really good.
And Ryan, that to me, I mean, Vaughn, you were a pro. That sounds to me an awful lot like a pro offensive lineman would prepare for an NFL game. So for how long have you been doing it that way? Have you been doing it since you got to UConn? I know you've been starting there at left tackle for a couple of years now. But when did you start preparing so rigorously for your opponents?
So I had to figure some things out my freshman and sophomore year. I'll be honest, but when I was a freshman and sophomore, we had good offensive linemen. We had Matt Burt was on the team. He played left tackle for my freshman year and then right tackle for the rest of the years I was here. And I don't know, he was a big influence. He helped me out a lot and then taught me the ropes. So junior and senior year, when he left and was just me, I really focused on, okay, how can I perform and be the best I can on the field for Saturdays? So I sat down. I listened to a a clinic with the Browns left tackle, the famous one. I forget his name. I don't know why
Joe
I'm blanking
Thomas.
right now. Joe Thomas. Yeah, I sat down and it was a clinic with Joe Thomas, and he went through his schedule, how he prepares through the week, and I wrote it all down in my notebook. And once I watched that clinic, that's what I followed. Write down the pass rush moves, watch a game, figure out their sub packages, what they do on first and second down, how they play on third down, where's the nickel line, where's the weak safety line, and then figuring all that stuff out, and then noticing what their base defense looks like versus their sub defense or like their third down defense, and then seeing where the weak safety is, and then figuring out, okay, they're blitzing this play, okay, they're bringing the nickel, okay, they're bringing the combo pressure, and then figuring that stuff out, and then it made the game a lot easier, and I can see it a lot better and a lot faster. So that some of that stuff just made me think like, okay, I'm preparing a lot better. I know what they're going to do before they do it.
Man, Ryan, you started for 5 years at UConn, right?
Yes,
I
sir.
mean, you came in as a true freshman and you started 9 games. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying? So what's the growth for you as far as body-wise? Plus, just as you said, at what point did you get to that phase right there as far as understanding how to watch tape? Why should I watch tape? How should I evaluate the opponent? And then what types of practice habits I should have throughout that particular week of practice in order to defeat the opponent?
So my freshman year, I came here. I probably weighed like, I want to say 255 when I got here, and after the first 2 games, they started me at right tackle, which was crazy. At 255 playing right tackle, it's nuts. It was a fun time though. I was loving it. I was a little freshman just running around out there, didn't know too much, but I had good guys on my offensive line coaching me throughout the way. So my freshman year was pretty hectic, and then sophomore year I was probably around 275, 280. I put on some weight during the summer thanks to my mom. She made some great meals. And then started learning more about the game. You know, I got a new offensive line coach that year. They brought in Frank Joffrey. He came from the Colts. Great coach. Taught me more than I've learned about football in a week than I've ever learned. He started going through pressures, going through defenses, over defense, under defense, over G, under G, even odd. Like, what are the differences between those? So I started to learn the game instead of learning what my position entails. I started to learn the game of football. And I think that's really where it switched for me. And I was like, okay, this is the game. Like, I'm a lineman, but what coverage are they in? You know, like starting to learn like how that affects other positions. And I think that's where it all took off for me. And then junior year, you know, I was like, okay, I'm doing this. Let's do this. And then my last season, you know, just going through it and being clear.
And Ryan, you just alluded to Matt Pert a couple moments ago. He obviously went through this process, I think, 2 years ago. Is he someone you talk to or you ask for advice at times?
Yeah. Me and Matt, we're good friends. We always keep in touch, and whenever I need advice or a question, or sometimes he'll look at my tape and he'll be like, okay, you should do this, you should fix this. So you know, he's a great inspiration to me, and you know, he's always there having my back.
Absolutely, absolutely. Tell us some of the things that for you, as I know, as a professional, as a pro, you're the best at your job in the world. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Regardless of what the profession is. Tell us some of the things that you, self-analysis, some of the things that you're good at and some of the things that you need to work on leading up into the 2022 draft.
Yeah, I got a lot to work on. One of the things I was just saying, I gotta be better with my feet, in the sense where I have to stop the bull rush. I know I was talking about it before, but I have to be better in the way that I stop defenders when they run full speed at me. I think I'm personally good at being in space. If I get to pull on like a dart play, or I get to pull on like um, a goat play, I think that I'm good like that when I pull up to the second level, or I'm pulling on like a toss crack to go get a safety. I think that's where I excel in my game. I think I'm good in space and I can find defenders, but things I got to improve. I mean, the list goes on. You know, you're always improving. So I got to keep working on my hands. I got to keep working on my feet, especially in the run game and pass protection. But I mean, I'm gonna do it. This game's gonna help me out a lot, and I think I'm excited to showcase what I got.
Hey Ryan, thanks so much for hopping on with us. You absolutely killed it here today. Really impressive. Is there anything else that any parting shot, anything the people out there need to know about you?
Just I'm a hard worker. I mean, you tell me to do it, I'm gonna do it, and I'm not gonna stop until I achieve my dream, and that's to play at the next level. And all I need is a chance, and I think I got a chance here with the NFLPA game, and I'm very excited to showcase what I got. So, yeah, I'm excited.
Love it. Hey, thanks so much for hopping on. Really appreciate it, and I can't wait to see you working out there in Pasadena here in a couple months. That's going to be really exciting. Thanks, Ryan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Appreciate it, Ryan. Thank you.
That was Ryan Van Denmark. Really impressive, in my opinion.